Hey everyone, so today I just want to tell you guys a story about how I got my wisdom teeth out. So usually I do videos on fitness and my weight loss journey and all that sort of a thing, but I really felt like what happened yesterday was video worthy. Yeah. So anyway, here we go. So I'm almost 30 years old. I've been putting off getting my wisdom teeth out for a very long time. Most people get them out when they're like 18, 19, and I should have. So I gone to the dentist and they were like, you really need to get these out. If you don't get them out, we can get them out later. It's going to be really difficult for you. And I should have listened to that, but I didn't. Almost 30 years old, they're causing me problems, and my boyfriend's just begging me, like, just go get it done. You need to get it done. So I sucked it up and scheduled the appointment. Now, I guess it's worth saying I don't have insurance, so I couldn't afford to get, put completely under. I had to be awake for this whole thing, which, in retrospect, would not recommend. Now, my boyfriend had the same thing done. He was awake. It totally went fine for him. My father had teeth taken out while being awake. Went fine for him. Everyone was telling me this was going to be a breeze. So, I mean, I was a little bit skeptical, but I just trusted what everyone was saying and went ahead and scheduled the appointment. So, come the day of the appointment, yesterday, I go in, sit down in the chair, and they just get right to it. Now, I have a hard time with Novocaine, not getting the Novocaine, but it like, does not work on me very well. And even when I'm just getting a filling, it takes a lot. So, they do the first round of Novocaine. I can still feel stuff. What they do is they test your teeth. They'll, like, start to, like, wiggle them and to get them loose and to see if you can feel it. And if you can still feel it, then they give you more Novocaine. So this process went on for a long time. I honestly lost count of how many injections they did. By the time this was all over, they told me they gave me 11 vials, which they're only supposed to really give a person 10, and that's like for a full-grown, huge man. So yeah. So it took a long time for the Novocaine to kick in. Eventually, after several tries, the top two were numb enough, and they came out pretty easily, just like everyone had been telling me. And then it was time to do the bottom two. It's time to do the bottom teeth, and they tested them, and I'm still feeling it after all of the injections, and they decided to give me more injections, and they were just going to take a break, let me sit, and let the Novocaine kick in, and they would come back and try it again. So I'm getting super frustrated at this point because it's just taking forever. My boyfriend had his done. I swear he was in there for like 15 minutes, and he was out. So that's kind of what I was expecting, and we were moving towards like an hour being back there, being like stabbed with needles and just going back and forth, this process. So eventually they came back, they tested it, I could still feel it. So then they decided to go ahead and give me an injection like right in the nerve on this tooth. And if you've ever had that done, if you've ever had a root canal, you know, it's horrible. It's like a lightning bolt, like, it's just the worst. So that was horrible. I will say, once I did that, it was fine, and this tooth came out with pretty little effort after that. So then all I had was this one tooth left, and this is where it gets bad. So they tested it, I could still feel it. So more Novocaine, test it, I could still feel it. And this just went on for so long. And finally, I mean, at this point, I'm just like shaking, I'm tensed up, I have like tears running down my face because it's just like frustrating and painful. And the dentist finally says to me, you know, like, this tooth is really loose, it's like almost there, we can get it out, but I can't give you any more Novocaine. And I'm just like, crap. I did not, and after all this, I did not want to come back and do this again. At one point during this whole procedure, they were considering sending me home, giving me antibiotics. What happens is when you have inflammation in your teeth, sometimes because of that, you won't react to the Novocaine. Like, it just won't work on you, or it's weak. And that's what was happening. So if you want to get this out today, we can get it out today. But I can't give you any more Novocaine. Hugs. So he's like, ow. He's like, if you want to get it out, I can pull it out. And then he says to me, if you want to scream, scream. And I was horrified. But at the same time, I just didn't want to be there anymore, and so I'm just like, fine. So at this point, I'm giving myself these little fast pep talks in my head to get through this. Like, you know, you did 16 hours of labor with, like, no pain medication, and you did that, and you were fine, and I was thinking back to this time where I ate a 100-gram bar when I was, like, 10, and it yanked my tooth out really fast. I'm like, it'll probably be like that. You were fine. All these stupid things, like, just trying to, like, work myself up, like, so I'll be okay. So yeah, then he just goes ahead and pulls it out, and it wasn't, like, instant. He had to kind of work it for a minute, and it was painful. And yeah, I screamed. I can only imagine what the people in the waiting room were thinking, or the people, like, on either side of me were thinking. I know when I was in the waiting room, I could hear the drills going, and I can just picture this poor person in the waiting room hearing the drills and hearing me scream bloody murder because I'm getting my tooth, like, ripped out of my head. And just, yeah, I mean, it was probably a funny sight to see or hear, I don't know, or horrifying, one or the other. Yeah, so I'm, like, screaming, I'm, like, hitting my leg while the nurse is, like, kind of, like, holding me down and, like, holding my hand, and oh my god, it was horrible. So once they pulled it out, I just, like, burst into tears. I was like, I just want to go home. And so, I don't know, after it was done and I knew it was done, I just had this, like, burst of kind of, like, adrenaline. I was just happy it was over. I was, like, ecstatic to just, like, be able to walk out the door, that they were out. I didn't have to worry about it anymore. So yeah, that's my story. I'm still a little bit swollen. I feel like I have chipmunk cheeks anyway, but I can tell I'm a little bit swollen still. So yeah, I've been on a weird soft food only diet. Lately haven't really been able to work out. They tell you not to do any strenuous exercise for 2 days. So I think maybe I'll just do some little things like squats or just that sort of thing today, just to kind of keep it going. Maybe some arms, but no cardio. Yeah, if you have any stories similar, leave it in the comments below. If, I can hear my son. If you're getting your wisdom teeth out and I horrified you, I'm sorry. Hopefully it goes better for you. It should probably go better for you. Everyone else I talked to said it was no big deal. So yeah, I don't know. Another life experience to put in the pocket. Yeah. So, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and I'll have another video probably on Monday. See ya.